Hello everyone, this is Eric the Div Investa. Welcome to my channel. Today, we'll dive into the top 5 ETFs to invest in for 2025. Let's explore why these ETFs could be great additions to your portfolio. First, let's explain what an ETF is. What is an ETF? An exchange-traded fund, or ETF, is a type of investment fund that can be bought and sold on an exchange like a stock. ETFs are made up of a group of securities, such as stocks, bonds, or commodities, that track a specific market index or sector. What is an index fund? An index fund is a type of investment fund that aims to replicate the performance of a specific market index, like the S&P 500, by buying all or a representative sample of the stocks included in that index. Essentially, it provides a diversified portfolio that tracks the market rather than trying to beat it. This makes index funds a form of passive investing with generally low fees compared to actively managed funds. What is the S&P 500? The S&P 500 index features 500 leading U.S. publicly traded companies with a primary emphasis on market capitalization. The S&P 500 index was launched in 1957 by the credit rating agency Standard & Poor's. The S&P 500 is considered one of the best gauges of large U.S. stocks and even the entire equities market because of its depth and diversity. You can't invest directly in the S&P 500 because it's an index, but you can invest in one of the many funds that use it as a benchmark and track its composition and performance. Now that we've covered the basics of ETFs and index funds, here's the list of the top funds. I would recommend the following to family and friends: VOO, VTI, VGT, SCHD, and JEPQ. These ETFs have a solid track record and cover different investing needs. Fund number 1, Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VOO. This fund is from Vanguard and represents the S&P 500. To show you how solid this fund is, Warren Buffett owns VOO and recommends it to anyone who asks for his investing advice. VOO employs an indexing investment approach designed to track the performance of the S&P 500 index. The ETF replicates the target index by investing all or substantially all of its assets in the stocks that make up the S&P 500 index. VOO is a growth ETF, and the index's top holdings are the top 7 tech companies. If you follow the stock market, you will know them as the Magnificent 7 stocks. These are high-performing and influential companies in the U.S. stock market. Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta Platforms, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. Fund number 2, Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, VTI ETF. This fund employs an indexing investment approach designed to track the performance of the index, which represents approximately 100% of the investable U.S. stock market and includes large, mid, small, and micro-cap stocks. This fund holds a broadly diversified collection of securities across the total U.S. stock market. VTI stats: net assets under management of $1.78 trillion, dividend yield of 1.27%, 10-year average returns of 12.5%. I like this ETF because of its diversification, growth, and low volatility. It's one of my core positions. Fund number 3, Vanguard Information Technology Index Fund, or VGT ETF. The fund employs an indexing investment approach designed to track the performance of the index, which includes stocks of large, mid-size, and small U.S. companies within the information technology sector. VGT is a growth ETF that holds a total of 317 companies in its portfolio and is more volatile than VOO and VTI. Fund number 4, Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity SCHD ETF. SCHD measures high dividend yielding U.S. stocks with a record of consistent dividends, selected for fundamental strength based on financial ratios. SCHD focuses on dividend income rather than growth. The fund holds 100 dividend-paying U.S. equities. SCHD stats: net assets of $65 billion, dividend yield of 3.64%, 10-year average returns of 11%, and dividend growth of 13%. This ETF is one of my favorites for income, growth, low risk, and low volatility. It's one of my core positions. Fund number 5, JPMorgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income, JEPQ ETF. JEPQ's primary benchmark is the Nasdaq 100 Index R, the benchmark, and it also uses equity-linked notes, ELNs, by selling call options with exposure to the benchmark. It is non-diversified. JEPQ has between 92 and 99 holdings, depending on the source. The top holdings include Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and Meta platforms. This fund focuses on top tech companies and generates an impressive yield of 10% with monthly income through the strategy of selling covered calls. I love this ETF since it deposits $2,200 a month into my account. I plan to keep adding to this position as I get closer to early retirement. JEPQ stats: net assets under management of $20 billion, dividend yield of 9.66%, 1-year average returns of 24%. I like this ETF because of the monthly income and growth. This fund is one of my top positions. Why you should pick these ETFs? It really depends on where you are in your investing journey. For example, for my 14-year-old son, I recommend all growth options. I invested his money in VOO, VTI, VGT, and some in SCHD. His investment timeline is much different from mine. If you're after dividends and income, then I would say pick SCHD, JEPQ, or any other high dividend ETFs. If you're focused on growth and have a long investment horizon, I would recommend growth stocks. Investing in growth stocks will help you maximize your investment returns over the next 20, 30, or 40 years. In addition, they offer low dividend income, which helps keep your tax liability lower. I would recommend developing a plan that matches your investor profile. Can you handle volatility and market ups and downs? Are you looking for a total market ETF or focusing on a specific segment? Remember, investing is not one size fits all, but it should not be complicated. Don't fall into analysis paralysis. My recommendation is to get started and take the first step. Open a brokerage account with top investing firms like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab. I don't think it matters which one you pick. Just take that first step. Remember, you're buying shares in companies. You're a shareholder. Start contributing to your company's 401k if you're not already. If you're not taking advantage of this, you're leaving free money on the table. Plus, it lowers your tax liability at the end of the year. See, rich people make their money work for them. Here's a jaw-dropping fact. Warren Buffett's hourly earnings can vary depending on the source, but estimates range from around $62 million to $99,239 per hour. Let that sink in. I'll say it again. His estimated income ranges from around $62 million to $99,239 per hour. This man is making money 24 hours a day. How freaking awesome is that? Learning about the power of investing and wealth creation got me excited about what I can accomplish if I start thinking like they do and make my money work for me. My personal experience is that it changed how I manage my money, and investing in key stocks and ETFs is now putting large sums of money into my account every month and quarter. It's like Christmas. I will share how much I make per hour in upcoming videos. It puts a smile on my face when I see that money go into my account every month without me lifting a finger, other than the one I used to buy the stock. Quick summary: ETFs and index funds offer a simple, low-cost way to invest with diversification and long-term growth potential. My top recommended ETFs are VOO, VTI, VGT, SCHD, and JEPQ, each designed for different investment goals, such as growth or income. It's essential to develop an investment plan that suits your risk tolerance and long-term objectives. Start today, open an account, and begin contributing to your financial future. Call to action. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who could benefit from this information. Let's build wealth together. Stay tuned for my next video. See you soon.